Hi, I'm Tammy, the confidence coach, owner of The Motivated Mummies. So I actually specialise in anxiety, so I thought I'd come on and give you 8 top tips on how to find your happy again. So I've had loads of people messaging me saying, how is it possibly even conceivable to try and find some happiness at this time with everybody feeling so rubbish at the moment. So here are your 8 top tips to reducing your anxiety and finding your happy place. So number 1, allow yourself to grieve. So yes, there are tons of things that you can be grateful for, but do you know what? You've lost something. You've lost the Christmas that you was going to have. You've lost the Christmas that you'd built up in your mind. And just because you hopefully have other Christmases, and just because you've got other things to be grateful for, it doesn't mean that you haven't lost something. You know, you've got 2 hands, yeah? If you've lost one, you can't just straight away, be grateful for the other one. You have to grieve that you've lost a hand. And it's the same kind of thing. So allow yourself that time to feel sad and to feel that loss. Because the more you push it down and the more you try and suppress those feelings, that takes energy. And you want to use your energy to feel good, not to be fighting against this negative feeling. So allow the grieving, allow yourself to be sad, and if it means that you'll cry, then cry. It's okay to just let it out. Because how many times have you had a massive, great big hissy fit, or you've cried your eyes out, and then you felt better afterwards? It's because you're not trying to suppress that sadness, you're letting it out. So that's tip number 1, allow yourself to grieve. Number 2, remember that you have choices. So a lot of people are feeling very controlled at the moment, and for people that suffer with anxiety, they have to be in control. It's one of their top needs is control. That's why they do what they do and try and, keep everything as it is, just so that they feel better themselves. So if you're one of these people that are feeling like things are out of your hands at the moment and you've lost control, I want you to go back and remember that you have choices, even if these are tiny choices in your opinion. So say, for example, you're watching telly. You have chosen to watch telly. If you go read a book, just acknowledge that you've chosen to take time to read that book. Okay, so even if I always use the example of picking up the dog poo from my garden. It winds me up, I feel like I'm the only one doing it, and I get really annoyed. But my very good coach said to me, that's your choice. And he's right, because it is my choice to pick up that poo to keep my garden beautiful. You have choices. You might not be able to go out, you might not be able to meet your family, but you've still got tons of choices that you can make every single day. So start acknowledging the little ones, okay? It'll make you feel better. Tip number 3, dress for happiness. So the way you get dressed in the morning, what you wear, has a massive impact on your emotional health. So if you are staying home and you think, well, I'm not going to see anyone, it could be really easy to just grab your cozy jumper and your jogging bottoms, okay? But try not to do that. Try and dress in something that makes you feel good. That's one of the reasons I brought out my clothing line with You've Got This. Because just by wearing something that makes you feel empowered, it changes your mindset. Okay, so what you wear is important. So make sure you remember that and dress for how you want to feel that day. The next one is to love yourself. So think about what makes you happy. And quite often we're, and myself included, are grabbing a chocolate bar or grabbing a packet of biscuits and just using food to try and give ourselves that little pick-me-up. But I want you to think bigger than that. What makes you happy? Is it looking good? Is it getting your hair done? Is it painting your nails? Try and think a bit further than just a quick fix. Maybe it's something you need to plan. Maybe traveling makes you happy, but obviously you can't do it at the moment. So maybe get out the maps, maybe do some cutting and sticking if you've got kids, make a vision board, plan where you're going to go next year or the year after, plan how you're going to save that money, start looking at the excursions you're going to go on. So look more long term, what makes you happy, and think of something that you can do, which takes us on to the next one, which is plan. So think of something every single day that you can do that makes you feel good. And I'm not talking about that quick fix, because I know for me, it makes me feel good to eat a box of chocolates, and then an hour or the next day, I just feel like crap and I'm beating myself up for doing it. So I want you to try and think what actually makes you feel really good. Maybe it's doing painting, you know, in nature. Maybe you want to you like sitting down with your family and watching a film. Just acknowledge it and try and plan something every day that makes you feel good. Like the other day I painted my nails to cheer myself up. Talk, really important. So this doesn't have to be talk therapy. I'm not saying buy me. I'm saying pick up a phone and talk to somebody who you like, okay? Talk to someone who makes you feel good, and it's different to texting. When you text, you just say what you want to say. But when you're talking, sometimes little sarcastic comments come in or little jokes slip in, and it's those little things that just slip in that can lift you up and make you laugh. So it's really important to talk to people. The next one is to get silly. So in my post that I've posted on my Facebook, I took a picture of me on Snapchat, and quite often I will take stupid pictures and send them to my mum or to my kids, and little videos of me calling the kids down for dinner, you know, with a Brussels sprout on my head or something. Just get silly, you know, it makes you laugh, it makes them laugh sometimes, makes them cringe more, but you know, if it makes me laugh, so what? Just do it. So get silly. Send people silly pictures, silly videos, silly Snapchats, and you never know, it could be the highlight of their day. And the last one is turn off the news. My God, the news is so depressing. Turn it off. Okay, yes, you need to be informed, but you don't need to be informed every single day. You don't need that negativity drummed into you. So switch off the news and switch on your music. Music is a fantastic way to lift yourself. Okay, so put on something fun, something that you can dance to, or classical if you like classical, something that's going to chill you out. But turn off the news and swap it for music. So they're my 8 top tips. And do you know what? People suffer with depression and anxiety every single day throughout the year, regardless to if we've got a coronavirus or not. And I'm always telling people that they don't need to suffer. You know, I suffered for 20 years with anxiety and depression, and then I learned the tools to take myself out of that. So if other people have done it, you can do it too, okay? I know it's difficult, but there are things that you can do just to help you lift your spirits. Okay, so your aim is just to lift your spirits a little bit at a time, and those little bits build into a whole day, which build into a whole week, which build into a whole month. Okay, so you get this. So if you've got any other tips, these are just 8 quick ones. Put them in the comments. Help other people to have ideas, because sometimes people get so overwhelmed and so depressed that they can't think straight. They can't think outside the box. They're just, you know, just stuck in this sadness. And I've been there, so I know what that is like. So if you can share some tips, people might be like, oh, I hadn't thought of that one. And it might be something that they can relate to and they can do. So please put your tips in. Please share the video or this live or my post, because you just don't know who needs help at the moment. Okay? So Merry Christmas, and I hope this has helped. Take care. See ya.